How's it going, everybody? Want to do a quick little video here on this Honda GX690 twin cylinder engine. This unit came out of a carpet cleaning van, and just wanted to show what's going on with this engine. This is a very common problem that I see almost on every single GX690, especially when they're mounted in a carpet cleaning van, as the environment's super hot in those vans. And this problem, as you can see, we have a broken camshaft gear. It's literally in pieces here. So the camshaft basically blew up, broke the plastic gear. Down here on the table, you can see here's the rest of it right there. Also, you can see the discoloration in the governor gear and the oil pump gear, how they're real dark. And this is a normal issue that I see all the time. And again, this is due to the heat that these engines are seeing inside these vans. It's real important to keep the doors open on these vans so they can get all the air they can, as this is an air-cooled engine. Other issue is oil change maintenance schedules. A lot of times people are not changing their oil on time, or just not changing it enough in general. Sometimes changing it on time is not enough. You may need to change your oil every couple weeks, every 3 weeks, or every month, depending on how many hours you're putting on your unit every week. But that's what's going on with this engine. It's basically going to need a new oil pump gear and a new governor gear, because these gears are going to be the next ones that break. And normally when I open up these engines, sometimes these gears are also broken. We're also going to be putting a new camshaft in it as well, obviously. And we'll be doing we already drained the oil, but we'll be doing an oil change, basically a new oil filter, and we'll service this engine, put new plugs in it, basically the whole nine, and basically bring it back to life. Typically that repairs them pretty good, and they'll hold up again as long as they maintain the oil on these things and maintain them as best as they can. But I'm gonna go ahead and get these old parts out. When I got the new parts in, I'll show you how it all looks when it's all back together. And then I'll even list the part numbers for the repair on this particular engine. And again, I'm going to take you out here to the van that this unit is in. It's just your basic carpet cleaning van, set up right here. And as you can see, like I said, you know, these engines are inside of a van. And it gets real hot in here. You got the exhaust, obviously, from the little engine building heat up in there. And then the exhaust comes out down here, but it gets super hot inside these vans. So it's important, you know, keep all the doors open, get as much airflow in these vans as you can while that engine's in there working. You don't want none of these doors to shut or anything like that. It's going to cause them to overheat, and that's the dilly-dally. So again, I'm gonna get this motor back together, and then we'll start it up and bench run it here on the table and make sure everything's good with it before we put it in the van. But that's pretty much the story on GX690 motors. And like I said, I see a whole bunch of them all the time. Here's another one that we're going to be doing here soon. Again, Honda GX690. And almost every time I see them come in, if they got no compression or they're not running, it's most of the time going to be these broken camshaft gears. So there you go. Stay tuned. We'll get this thing running here in a second. Alright guys, we are back here on this GX690. As you can see, we have the new camshaft installed right now. I will do a much better detailed video of a full install on this probably next go around, but just a quick rundown on the camshaft. You see there's a little triangle right here above my finger, and then the timing gear on the crankshaft has a little dot. They are very hard to see, but you want to make sure you line those up, and then that's your timing. And then down here's what's left of the old camshaft. As you can see, it's just the gear that breaks, and there's all the pieces of it. That's the old oil pump. And then this is the old governor gear. And the reason we go ahead and replace those is because as you see they get dark in color, they get real brittle and they will break. So if you just put a camshaft in it, the next time this guy goes out and runs it, most likely one of these two gears here is going to break, and it's going to repeat the process. So here's the new gears installed over here on the pan. That's the governor gear, brand new right here. And then this is the oil pump assembly, brand new gear on that as well. And that's the proper way to fix these engines after a failure like this. And then we'll go over here to the parts. So this right here is going to be your governor gear part number. This is going to be your camshaft part number. This is your oil filter part number. This is going to be your oil seal for the front of the for the back of the crankshaft. And then this is going to be the seal that goes right here by the oil pump port. This seal, this little black seal right there, goes right here in this hole. And I always put a new one in when I do these jobs. And that other big seal is the one that goes on the other end of this cover for the PTO shaft. So again, that's the seal part number, the big crankshaft seal part number, oil filter part number, camshaft part number, and then this was the oil pump part number, and then this is the governor gear part number. And all there is to it. So we're gonna go ahead, get this silicone back up, and put the pan back on, and we're going to bolt it down to the table here, and we're going to bench run it. Also, as far as the sealant goes, I'll show you what I use. I've never had an issue with this. It works really good. I use the ultra gray Permatex silicone. That's what I use on pretty much all of my engines if I have to use RTV. That's the best stuff as far as I'm concerned. I've never had a leak with it. It works really good. So hang tight. We're going to get this thing back together. We're going to bench run it. Got the motor put back in. Put it back in the car. Got everything hooked up. And we're about to fire this thing off and see how she runs with the new camshaft and gears installed. So here we go. Fires right up. There you go, guys. So you see in the GX690 Honda, we just did the camshaft replacement on, governor gear, oil pump gear, all the plastic gears that break, pretty common. Biggest thing, like I said, got to change your oil on time or early. Keep the doors open on these things. These are air-cooled engines. They need all the air they can get or they overheat. And those plastic gears does not like that stuff. They don't like the heat. And they don't like people that don't change their oil. That's the best advice I can give you. Other than that, they're pretty tough engines. So hopefully this video helps you out. So stay tuned for a lot more content. We're going to be uploading all kind of different repairs and helpful tips. So as always, stay safe out there. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. We'll see you on the next one.